Jeremy could be left out in the cold, even after 4 months of paying his dues.
The great part about loading the airplane is it's plus 30 in there and minus 30 out here. Try dressing for that. You can't. You either freeze your balls off outside or you roast them inside. There's your options. My balls are out of options. I've got about, 7 days a week, 4 months straight. That's a record or a law or something.
If he's got any hope of moving ahead, Jeremy's got to get to Yellowknife. But first, he needs someone to handle the work in Hay River, so he's lined up an unusual replacement. Roman Srivastava, direct from India.
Got my license, and just within 2 days I talked to Jeremy. He told me about Buffalo, and I said, yeah, it's a good idea to join the Buffalo, right?
He went through a bit of a temperature shock, certainly. He's having a tough time adapting. He's pretty slight. I mean, he's in good shape. He's just very small.
If Roman can hack it here, it will be Jeremy's best chance for promotion. But Roman's also fighting a terrible homesickness for his native India.
Everything is on my computer. That's my dad, that's my mom, that's my sister, and that's my brother-in-law. That's my mom, actually. I love her. I love her a lot. I miss her too much. That's my nephew, my mom, my dad, and she is my would-be.
Wow, she's gorgeous.
Thank you. She is gorgeous by heart too.
Roman's having such a hard time, he won't even reveal just how tough it is to his family.
To be very frank, I don't want to tell them exactly like in what situation. Sometimes, you get little struggle with the weather and you are not feeling well, but you can't tell them everything, just because they'll start thinking about you, and probably it's not good for them, right? Same thing happened yesterday, actually. My mom, she started weeping and said, it's enough now, I'll just come back.
If Roman's homesickness gets the better of him, Jeremy is looking at an indefinite run on the Hay River ramp.
I love my job, 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 I love my job.
Back at Yellowknife headquarters, a much more urgent SOS is throwing Buffalo into overdrive.
Oh, I got a call from the power corporation and none of it. And in Rankin Inlet, I guess their generators went offline.
Rankin Inlet, a mining village of 2,300 people on the northwestern shore of Hudson Bay, has lost power. 3 of their 4 generators have failed. The community has declared a state of emergency. The one generator still running is allowing essential services like the health center to stay open, but residents must endure blackouts. No lights, no TVs, no ovens, and no heat.
All they have is that one generator is their heart, the heart of the community. It's like your heart pumping blood to your system. So when that heart stops, you get desperate. You do what you have to do. So what's our tentative dispatch?
1 hour.
1 hour and counting.
We're one of the few airlines up here that can, at the drop of a hat, dispatch a plane within a few hours.
Get over there, Lee!
Buffalo has one plane perfect for the job, the Douglas DC-4.
NWT Power Corp, they build their generators to fit in the DC-4 because for the longest time it was the only plane that could move them. So they are built to just slide in the door.
The DC-4's cargo door measures over 10 feet wide and 6.5 feet tall. The 4 was designed as a 42-passenger transatlantic airliner in the late 1930s. Douglas built it with an unusually wide fuselage. Adapted for World War II, it became the C-54 Skymaster and hauled troops and armaments. Buffalo's DC-4 flew in the war. Today, it's got another important mission, but they have to move fast.
It's that kind of job, if you don't jump on it right away, you're going to lose it to somebody else.
Well, their phones just went dead. Like the power's kicking on and off. So.
Okay.
Go ahead.
With no time to lose, Buffalo pulls in one of their most trusted captains, Justin Simley.
A lot of drums there, so it's exciting. You know, we got to get there and get the gen set there and get the power on for these people. So, yeah, it's exciting. Gets the blood pumping.
Justin has spent his entire career with Buffalo Airways. He started as the Hay River Rampy.
This would be the airplane we're taking to Rankin Inlet.
Me and Justin kind of grew up together here at Buffalo. He got in shit every day. Every day. There wasn't a day Justin was getting in shit.
We got a great bunch of guys here. Everything runs pretty smooth, you know.
There wasn't a day when he was getting a hard time from another rampy, but he never ever quit.
Yeah, we got fuel and drums. You got the refueling kit? I'll go get it. Okay.
The plan calls for Justin and co-pilot Charles Lortie by the DC-4 to nearby Fort Simpson. There, they'll pick up 2 giant generators, then proceed to Rankin Inlet, 1,500 kilometers away.
I wouldn't worry about sweeping it. It's just going to blow off on takeoff. Out there.
Everybody at Buffalo stepped up. There's no real time to think of what ifs and how comes and why can't we do it or why can we do it. They do it. Justin goes, grabs his sandwich, puts on his jacket, jumps in the airplane and does his job.
Oh, looks great. Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay. Mixture full ready. Stand by. Set for one. Set for one. Alarm set. You're ready?
This Buffalo DC-4 flew over a half-century ago in the historic Berlin airlift, ferrying supplies into blockaded East Berlin. Today, it's flying to the rescue again.
Yes, that's actually pretty amazing to use an airplane that 50 years ago used to be overseas for Berlin airlift. And 60 years later, we're still used the airplane for the same purpose.
It's not business right now. It's almost like an ambulance.
But the wheels on this ambulance are about to come off. Coming up.
We can't leave it like that.
You won't leave the corner.
Whoa.
Doesn't fit.
You're watching H2, part of Shaw.
What are you doing?
The dishes are clean. Just gotta scrape the rest of the food off them.
Ew.
Dish issues? Cascade Platinum powers through your toughest messes better than the leading tablet the first time. Cascade, love it or your money back.
So guys, the project bombed. I'm gonna need you to come in and work this weekend.
Really?
Really.
Juicy fruit.
Get your skis shined up, grab a piece of juicy fruit. The project can wait till Monday. Hey there, boss, let 'em play. It's Friday afternoon and these guys are on their way.
You know what? Take the weekend off.
Sweet.
Juicy fruit, it's just gonna be ya.
Bring on the wind, the cold, and the rain. Bring on the irritating makeup. Bring on the stubble. Bring it on because now my sensitive skin is ready. New Nivea Sensitive with licorice extract effectively reduces 3 signs of sensitive skin. Nivea Sensitive. Put it to the test. Now in one simple step, cleanse, remove makeup even from the eyes and moisturize. New Nivea Sensitive 3-in-1 Micellar Cleansing Water.
Molson Canadian 67 believes that less can mean more. It's why we're all for less style and more substance. Less overtime dinners, more overtime winners, less highways, more fairways, less hesitation, more experimentation, less 9 and more 5. Molson Canadian 67. More of what you want, less of what you don't.
Does your carpet ever feel rough and dirty? Don't avoid it, resolve it. Our new formula not only cleans and freshens, but also softens your carpet so it's always inviting. Resolve, a carpet that welcomes you.
This program contains scenes with coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's a make it or break it day for Buffalo Airways. Two delegates from the Turkish government are arriving in Yellowknife to seal a critical deal. And Director of Flight Operations Mike Hanley is anxious to make a good first impression.
We've got representatives coming from Turkey to finalize the contract negotiations with Buffalo Airways and the CL-215s for the sale and purchase of these aircraft.
The global recession has forced owner Joe McBrien to sell two CL-215 water bombers. The 215s are big flying boats that scoop water off lakes and dump it on forest fires.
This is one of the type. This is not the actual airplane. It'll be identical to this airplane.
This $7 million deal for the 215 water bombers is crucial to Buffalo's bottom line during these tough economic times.
It can kind of get you down if you just keep watching the newspapers on this recession they're talking about, or the depression.
We still owe money on the hangar. We still owe money on the 215s themselves, and various other things.
This will definitely breathe a little bit of fresh air, a little bit of life into our morale, into our people.
Turkey deal for Buffalo Airways is huge. It's going to save us, and technically we do need saving.
Mike Hanley is on the front lines as Buffalo's one-man welcoming committee.
How you doing? You guys for Buffalo Airways?
Yes.
Yes, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. Welcome to Yellowknife.
The Turkish delegates are lawyer Yasar Ozturk and aviation inspector Orhan Kandir.
40 below zero.
So far, not too...
Oh, too cold.
Too cold? You get used to it after a while.
While Mike brushes up on international relations, Buffalo's cargo manager Kelly Jarasovic and her niece and assistant Janelle Glenn have their own special assignment.
Turkey time, I gotta get Arnie's hair cut and make sure he doesn't wear a Harley t-shirt today. So, we're off to cut his hair, pluck his eyebrows, pull some nose hairs, wax them, you know.
Joe has asked Chief Pilot Arnie Schrader to take the Turkish delegates out for dinner tonight.
Cute?
So it's makeover time.
Well, you know, they've spent a lot of money on these two airplanes, so, and we haven't got it yet, so we better get spruced up a little bit and wine and dine them so we can get paid.
Arnie's a key part of the contract. He'll lead the crew flying the 215s across the North Atlantic, then stay on to train the Turkish pilots.
Well, there's a barber downtown, but Kelly does just as good a job, so.
You are one sexy man, huh?
She's such a bullshitter, eh?
But first, he needs to help close the deal.
Arnie's got his hair cut. Anybody can tell that something's gonna happen. Be that or someone died.
Across town, would-be pilot Audrey is finishing up her courier run and living by the first rule of a rampy: never stop moving.
My bad. I tried to.
The rampy in my book should always be at work. They should always have work on their mind. To become a successful rampian is to basically erase everything in your mind about being a pilot, and you have a job. If the job is getting a frost fighter for the airplane, that's your job. Still, to this day, I can't understand why they would put themselves through what they do. But I also understand that they have to, and if they don't, someone else will.
Audrey's fresh attitude and enthusiasm are threatening to eclipse Jeremy's months of hard work.
I'm setting personal records, all right. Yeah, definitely hours worked in a week and in a month. And I probably just cleared the record of, you know, hours worked in a year in the last 4 months, which is probably not good, but it happens.
Big airplane.
Yet, Buffalo Joe has singled Audrey out as the rampy most likely to climb the ladder.
I had to see how it works. I was hoping that, you know, she'd move through the system as quick as she can.
The next step up is flight attending. It might not sound like a great promotion, but at Buffalo, it's the key step between working the ramp and flying the plane.
Now, once they're on the airplane, then they start to learn. They learn to navigate, they learn different areas of the north, different towns, different airstrips. and they learn the environment that we operate in while they're flight attending.
All the rampies know that whoever is trained next as a flight attendant will get first crack at the co-pilot seat. In Hay River, Jeremy's heard the rumor that Audrey might be getting that chance ahead of him.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. There's a possibility that I get pretty screwed out of a promotion. So, yeah, life's a bitch.
This news is dragging him down and affecting his work.
Today, my brain is not working right. So today is going really terribly. Messing up where I put freight and what order I deliver it all in. Forgetting pieces. Today is just crappy. That sounded expensive.
Jeremy's only hope is to get himself to Yellowknife so he can get an equal shot at that promotion. But that means new rampy Ramon has to be ready to handle the work in Hay River.
We have 2 frost fighters, so that weighs probably around 700, 800 pounds for sure. I got a little pissed off, okay, moving that frost fighter, but then I thought like people did it this thing right here, and they were managing this thing alone. So why not I?
The physical demands of the job are taking their toll. Ramon is running out of gas. "200 kilometers away, the DC-4 is pouring it on. The remote village of Rankin Inlet has been suffering a power outage since last night. Captain Justin Simley and his crew are on an emergency mission to pick up 2 generators in Fort Simpson and rush them to Rankin.
How are you?
On the tiny Fort Simpson airstrip, Justin meets the crew from the local power company.
Operator? Hey man, I'm Justin.
They've got to get both massive generators onto the plane and in the air as soon as possible. There's no time to waste.
We can start putting stuff in.
Good thing Justin learned to hustle on the Hay River ramp.
Off to the right. What's your heaviest piece here? This one?
15,246 pounds.
Looks pretty good. We're just organizing the load. It's got to go in a certain order.
First, some minor modifications.
It's going to be pretty close fit, so we're just having them take some parts and pieces off the top of the gen set.
The generators have been designed to fit through the cargo doors of the DC-4, but that doesn't include the protruding parts on the top, the muffler and the eye bolts.
We're just trying to get the eye bolts off the top so it'll fit through the door, but they're bolted underneath.
In Rankin Inlet, the one functioning generator is barely holding up. The limited power available is being rotated throughout the hamlet for 1-hour periods. Just enough time to pump a bit of heat.
Rankin Inlet is a remote place to begin with, and if you take away their power, it's kind of like they just disappear in the darkness.
Thomas Edison, inventor of the light bulb, was actually afraid of the dark. Get smart with H2. More to history.
Turn every holiday moment into enchantment with Airwick color-changing candles in fragrances like Mrs. Claus's apple pie and vanilla cupcake. Add some magic with the Airwick Enchanted Holiday Collection.
So guys, the project bombed. I'm gonna need you to come in and work this weekend.
Really?
Really. Juicy fruit.
Get your skis shined up, grab a piece of juicy fruit. The project can wait till Monday. Hey there, boss, let them play. It's Friday afternoon and these guys are on their way.
You know what? Take the weekend off. Sweet.
Juicy fruit, it's just gonna be
You are loved. You're loved a lot. And in so many ways. And when you're wrapped in the comfort of Pampers Swaddlers with blanket-like softness and up to 12 hours of protection, all you feel
is love. Wishing you love, sleep, and play. Pampers.
Я покрушу тебе на мелкие кусочки на большую чашу с мороженым.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Peanut M&M for everyone!
Wait, what?
Peanuts are better with them.
The wait is over, Canada. Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos are finally here.
They are our grandfathers, brothers, mothers and sisters, neighbors, heroes. Canada's veterans, their courage, service, and sacrifice have kept us strong, proud, and free. On November 11th, let's remember them. Visit veterans.gc.ca/IRemember.
You get used to the pet odors in your couch. You think it smells fine, but your guests smell this. Eliminate odors you've gone nose blind to with Febreze Fabric Refresher.
Smells good.
So you and your guests can breathe happy.
This program contains scenes with coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
The clock is ticking at the Fort Simpson airstrip in the Northwest Territories. Buffalo Captain Justin Simley must fly 2 giant generators to the isolated settlement of Rankin Inlet. The tiny hamlet is in the middle of a power blackout, with the January deep freeze getting deeper by the minute. The generators' protruding eye bolts and mufflers are torched off. Now to load them in, but it's still going to be a tight fit.
Slowly. Can't see us, stop.
They can't find the proper angle to fit the full length of the generator into the plane. Justin's got to find a way.
Straighten your wheels first, please. I know this is frustrating as for everybody. Bear with us here.
We have a reputation for finishing the jobs we start, and that's our intention every time.
You're gonna swing him right into the fucking door.
Not only does a job like this affect our reputation, a job like this can bring in quite a bit of money. Like we're talking tens of thousands of dollars. So we gotta make sure we get this job done.
You're gonna clear up the top? Yeah. Okay. Keep going. Come on in. It's grabbing on the floor. Can he go up some? Okay. Come forward a little bit. 3 inches, he says. Yeah, if he backs up, we can tilt it. Our problem is that we don't have enough of the generator in the airplane for him to back out. We can't leave it like that. Big one, turn. Back it out. Okay? Back out, back out, back out. Whoa, whoa.
You won't clear the corner here. If you turn here, doesn't fit.
Unbelievable. How much room on the back end?
He's got an inch.
An inch? Yeah. This ain't gonna fucking fly, boy. We can't get her in the fucking door here. Not this way.
With night falling, the man who was trained to always finish the job is forced to make a difficult call.
Hate this, man. Yeah. I'm done f***ing with this generator tonight. I think we all are. Yeah.
But there's still hope. A second, smaller generator. With the setting sun sending Arctic temperatures even lower, the people of Rankin Inlet are in for a cold, dark night if Buffalo doesn't deliver. At the only French restaurant in Yellowknife, pilot Arnie Schrader and his new haircut have their own job to do. Arnie and his wife and another Buffalo Airways couple are wining and dining Orhan and Yassar from Turkey, potential buyers of Buffalo's 2 water bombers.
Well, we didn't know the representatives, and the people from Turkey they like a little bit of class, so it's just a sales pitch type thing, Make them feel better, then things go easier, you know, with the sale and that.
You might expect company president Joe McBrien to be there when $7 million are on the table, but he'd rather have Arnie handle the PR.
They'll be just quizzing each other on the cultures of Yellowknife in Canada and what's it going to be like when we get over to your country. So they'll be comparing notes given back. For tonight is when everybody is super polite.
What are you going to have for supper?
What I'm going to have, bologna sandwiches.
Do you think we got fresh bread?
No, I checked it at noon. We get day old. No, I have no plan on being with these people tonight. I'd like them to meet the people they're going to be working with.
No, man, he just went home, opened up a new case of bologna, made himself a sandwich, sitting there in his boxers, talking about freaking chrome parts on a Mercury.
Arnie's task is to smooth things over before tomorrow's meeting to finalize the sale.
A little bit of whiskey or something helps, you know. Good supper, some wine, makes things go better.
The stage is set. Tomorrow, it's all up to Joe to close the deal. And that's what worries people.
You are no more Hay River guy. You are now Yellowknife guy, right?
In Hay River, Jeremy's opportunities may be opening up.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been called to work the ramp at Buffalo HQ in Yellowknife tomorrow. Finally, a chance to show what he's capable of.
Yeah, that's for sure. Definitely something's wrong just because hooking that thing, it wasn't doing anything.
It's Ramon's chance to prove he has what it takes to handle the Hay River ramp on his own.
I worry, man. I worry.
It's gonna work tomorrow for sure.
Tonight, Jeremy intends to turn this Hindu vegetarian into a true man of the North.
Yeah. So, where to put the coin?
With a little hunting trip.
You beat me? Oh, yeah? Here we go.
If Ramon can make it here, he might just stick it out. And Jeremy could make the permanent leap to Company HQ in Yellowknife.
What other people are saying about me, like, any idea? Like, with my today's performance, like, till now performance, like...
Still need to work on hustle.
I still need to work on?
Hustle.
Like,
faster.
Yeah, that's for sure, but...
I know
you know,
it's developing a technique, but you also got to posturize.
He helped me. He helped me from inside out. Jeremy, like, he always supported me, and he knows somebody is there to take care of you in absence of your parents or friends.
Jeremy's even helping him fit in with the Hay River locals.
Jesus, every Buffalo boy should have a dirty hug.